Today in the news, the governor says the virus tests may increase as schools reopen, and Texas court holds jury trial in a traffic crime case over Zoom, and the Dallas Hospital Capacity Report. Today is August 12th, 2020, and this is Dallas Weekly News. Hello, I'm your host, Patrick Washington, and this is Dallas Weekly News. Republican Governor Greg Abbott said Monday that coronavirus testing in Texas could increase as schools reopen amid a sharp drop-off in the number of tests in recent weeks. Texas has averaged more than 34,000 tests a day over the past week, down from a daily average of more than 60,000 in late July. At the same time, Texas's rolling positivity rate has rapidly increased to nearly 20%, nearly double its rate of just over a week ago. New cases and hospitalizations have stabilized and decreased, and coronavirus deaths in Texas have reached nearly 8,500. Asked about the decreased testing, Abbott pointed to surge teams previously deployed to hotspots that he said drove testing numbers up. He also said colleges should continue trying to find ways to have a college football season that would protect players' health in the coronavirus pandemic. President Donald Trump has joined a number of coaches in the college football season to be saved from a pandemic-forced shutdown. A Texas court has launched what the state says is the nation's first virtual jury trial in a criminal case. The case began Tuesday morning with potential jurors popping onto a screen in a virtual Travis County courtroom before being separated out to complete surveys and receive training on how to use Zoom. The misdemeanor traffic case is being broadcast live on YouTube and comes as the latest experiment in how to resume jury proceedings in a criminal justice system that has been crippled by the coronavirus pandemic. Judge Nicholas Chu admonished the potential jurors that the unusual settings made their work no less serious. He warned them against using Google to search about the case or posting about it on social media, and asked for their patience with technical quote-unquote hiccups. Nationwide, the virus has put many court cases on indefinite hold and left some defendants in jail longer, exposing them to possible outbreaks. It's forced judges to try to manage hearings over video conference and even led the Supreme Court to hold oral arguments by phone for the first time in history. According to Megan Lavoie, a spokeswoman for the state individual branch in Texas, fewer than 10 jury trials have been held since state court resumed in-person proceedings in June. Tuesday's jury trial will be the first held virtually in an American criminal case. Later in the day, the 6 jurors chosen through the virtual selection process are set to hear arguments and reach a verdict in the misdemeanor case of an Austin area woman charged with speeding in a construction zone. The case comes after another Texas court held an experimental jury trial in a civil case in May. But defense attorneys have raised constitutional and logistical concerns about e-court for criminal cases where they already struggle to speak privately with their clients during routine hearings held remotely. We'd like to thank our sponsor, James Washington, co-publisher of the Dallas Weekly and author of Spiritually Speaking. Spiritually Speaking used to be a column syndicated around the country and is now a compilation of thoughts on a spiritual journey through the Christian faith. The book can be found on Amazon.com. And now the City of Dallas's Hospital Capacity Report. Thank you for joining us. This is Patrick Washington. This has been Dallas Weekly News, and you can find these and more stories on dallasweekly.com. And of course, follow us on social media on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you can, please stay at home, stay safe, and we will see you again tomorrow.